Hello everyone. So it has been a while since I have recorded a video, but today we are doing a couple of things. So first thing we work on is finally a pause menu. Because why not though? The pause menu won't be complete since we only have one scene so far. Next we'll be doing a type of sliding crouch, not like your typical crouch where you can move due to the animations the fox has. And next we will be doing some sort of more advanced AI for a new enemy, which will be using the vulture this time due to all the animations it comes with. So first of all, in our canvas game object, we will enable pixel perfect, which this helps prevent blurriness from occurring in text objects, and we didn't do this before. That's actually, I don't know why. Doesn't seem to make a difference to me, but no, I think this relies more for the buttons and everything rather than the UI itself. So now we're gonna hover over here, right click, and add a panel. So this panel we are going to change first off. I'm going to zoom out by pressing F if you forgot, since it has been 2 years. We will change the source image to none, just so we don't have any rounded edges. Then we will change the color to black, which means everything will be set to 0, as black as we can. And then we'll leave the default transparency of 100. Then we'll name it, and if we rename the panel you press F2, then we'll call it pause menu. So this is how it'll look in game. So you'll have this, and once the pause menu activates, just scroll black. So there'll be more to this later on. Okay, now in the pause menu object, I'm just gonna make sure I'm following my instructions right, because I did write this down. Because it has been a while for me as well, since I've done a pause menu. Now I'm going to go here, and I like using the legacy buttons. And here you are, you see then do the button. I'm going to have to zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm doing zooming in a different way than scroll wheel. If you hold Alt and right click, you can zoom in like this. Because my scroll is broken. See, I'm moving down and it's going up. It's doing the opposite. So it's broken in a way, and I just don't want to get a new mouse. Now go here to the rep transform, open this up, hold Alt, and then I'm gonna go centered. Pretty sure I did Alt Shift. So if you don't know, if you hold Alt, it will move the image as well as the anchor when you hold Alt. So we wanted to make sure it's anchored to the center at all times. We're doing this with all buttons, and now next thing we would do is turn off the source image. Yeah, source image will turn. So for this tutorial, we'll be doing something different. So we're going to go down to the button object, and we are going to make this the zoom button. So try to look. Oh yes, I'm going to have to open this here. Make sure I'm doing everything right. Yes, when I open the game object, go to here, because this is where all the button settings go. All this to a zoom in all caps. And I'm actually going to go in actually I'll leave it now. In case we need it later. but I actually do have some settings I want for the zoom button, so I'm just gonna type them in manually. Okay, so this might look different since my game, actually no, my thing sets a free aspect. I'm leaving it at free aspect, but everyone should be doing it as like the full HD, so it's 1920 by 1080, but I'm doing it as free aspect since this isn't something I'm going to be messing with after I'm done, so I'm just going to leave it as free aspect. But I don't have certain settings how I want this to look. So I'm going to just add this since I have a screenshot of it. I don't think I got pictures of any of the other ones. Oh dear. That'll be fun. And I feel like I am supposed to turn to color now. Maybe not. Okay, so for font size, we are going to do 65. And that will be font style will be bold. And then color, we are doing white. Just pure white. And then we are going to add a shadow. I'm going to add component. Type in shadow here, add that. And we'll be doing settings of 4, -4. Now, I'm pretty sure I did forget this, but in the color, should just be transparent. And let's rename this button. I accidentally opened something up. Let's rename the button to Zoom. Okay. Now, apparently, let's see. Trying to remember what everything I did. So we actually left this to black. Actually makes sense what I did. And transparency. Trying to think here. I want to change the background color to black. Yep. I think I'm on the wrong one. There's a color. No, there's no colors here. Except for this one. So yeah, I'm on this one. I'm just making sure I'm in the right. Doing the right things. So let's see. So one normal color here. So I guess this is meant to be turned off. So I'm going to take a quick pause. Why does it keep changing positions? I'm going to take a quick pause to figure this out real quick. Okay. I am back and I figured it out. My thing was messed up, but we do want to leave this fully black. And under normal color, we will change this to 0 so it's not showing up here. We were supposed to leave the image like this, and next. And then under highlighted color, we will change this to 60. And then pressed to 105. Then navigation will be set to none. I forget what navigation does. Oh, let's see my notes. Press that navigation to none, so basically the button will remain highlighted. So I'm gonna load the game just to show you guys. See, when we highlight it, it's dark. Press on it, it's a little bit darker. So just some UI elements. So then we are going to duplicate this. I'm gonna actually change it to like this. Actually, now I'm gonna just leave it resume. It's easier. Then I'm gonna duplicate it with Control D twice. First one, menu. Second, actually, no, I'm gonna duplicate it after this one. So I'm gonna go to the text here, call it quit, and you can change the font. I just don't have any fonts installed. You can just do that by going to the where is it? The package manager, I think. Not package manager. See the asset store, that's where you go to get all of them, which I'm not going to bother with. So with the text system here, I'm going to do some settings again. So text size will be going down to 35. Make this smaller. Then this would be 130 by 55. And this will be set to Do you think this is just left 0? Yeah, that's the direct center. So that's going to be what the quit button looks like. Then we would duplicate this one, set it to -55. Then rename this quit and quit. I messed this one up. This one should be saying menu. Now you don't need to copy everything I'm doing. This is just how I want it to look like. So you can just do it however you want to set it up. I just like having it in the middle. Now once this is done, we will basically just disable it for now, because we will be making the controller and everything right now, and this is going to be starting off as disabled, which I would just click it here rather than turning it off there, because it's different things. So I'm going to save everything, go to our canvas, and make a script called pause menu here. Create and add that. Load it up our scripts. Open that up. Also, if you don't want to call it pause menu, we have multiple menus. You could just call it menu controller. So about right now, I'll just call it pause menu, because I don't know if we're going to have other menus. Actually, no, we will. So I'm going to name it to menu controller. There you go. So we will be making 4 voids. So public. Let's spell that. Public void pause. No. I'll do that. Public void resume. Menu. And then quit. So I'm going to add some variables as well. We do not need the start, pretty sure, but we don't need the start, so I'm just going to get rid of this. Then we have a public static bool game is false. Then a public game object pause menu UI. In our okay, so we're having these be set to public. I actually don't know why leaving this one public. So I'm pretty sure it's in case you need to call it anywhere else. You could also just leave it as we've done here and everywhere else. Do it as serialized field private. And if that messes something up, then you might as well leave it private and it's public. Go and do it in the if input. Hit key down and key code dot escape. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure P does something here. Do that. Yeah, I gotta double check because I don't remember if escape does anything here. No, neither does nothing here. Okay, back in our code, we'll do if game is paused, resume, else pause. So this is false. This would be set to false. So if false, it will resume the game. Otherwise, if it's true, the game will be paused. That is basically what it means. If I'm remembering it correctly, which I'm pretty sure I am. So if game is paused, that means it'll be true. So if game is paused is true, we'll go to resume. If false, go to pause. Yes, I was remembering that wrong. So first I'm going to do is pause menu UI dot set active true time scale equals 0f and game is paused true. Yes, because this needs to be set to if true for resume to be called. So this just turns on a pause menu. This pauses everything except for the UI elements, and it just turns our boolean above here to true. Then resume, we are just going to copy and paste. Copy, paste, scroll down a bit, and change this to false. Change this. Let me move up. It'll just be the inverse, because remember, 0 means this is using timescale. Actually, no. I'm trying to think. I'm pretty sure you can do other values for this, but I have no idea. But 0 means off, 1 means on. In this case, time is not moving whatsoever. Though some interactions will continue working if it's on timescale. For example, where is it at? If these were outside of this function here, our player's animations will continue to work, which we do not want to do. We don't want anything updating whatsoever when time scale is at 0. Now for menu, we don't have a menu yet, so just do something simple as debug.log. Loading menu. Then, once you have code, we would set the time scale back to normal. Then quit. Another debug.log. Winning game. And then we'll do application.quit. No. I think this has to be called quit game, because I think there's an actual thing called quit. And we do not want to overload the quit function because it might mess something up. Now I'm going to tell this to load menu as well. So what this function does here, if you're running the game on like a application or Google window, because you can upload them to like cool math games. You know what that is. You can do stuff like that on the website portion of things. This will close the game, start it from working until you refresh the page, basically. So now we should go to our canvas, and cannot be found. Uh-oh, something went wrong. Going to move component, drag and drop it. Ah, yes. We gotta change it here to menu controller, because it may update the name but does not update the class's correct name. Now everything should load properly once you drag it in here. Add the pause menu in there. Then we can do that. Now once you press P, nothing's happening. Why? Because I'm pressing P and not escape. Let's see if this works. Nothing is happening though, because we have not set up our buttons. So to do that, we will be going to open all of these up again. Go to here. Oh wait, no. We're gonna go to the button itself. Scroll down here, go to the list, go to runtime only, and this. Just drag and drop this here. You go to the menu controller, then add, this is our resume button, so we add the resume function. Then we do the section, so we don't need these open, just so I'm not confused. And we are going to do the same thing as everything else. Make sure we have the correct button to everything. Yep. That's runtime only. But yeah, we have the runtime only. And this menu controller. Okay. After this, save the game again. Now when we do something, game's frozen, menu that's working, this unpauses the game. We also press escape again. Quit. Console shows the loading menu, the debug logs, and quitting game. Yep. So now we'll make a animation, just so it looks good, just doesn't pop out. Because I think an animation would be good. And I'm gonna move all this stuff around because yeah. And move all this to the scripts folder just to keep some things organized. Seems to have closed them. So I'd say it's when you're having to update scripts and everything, it's good to leave everything in a folder, in my opinion. Just so the game does not have to reload and look through everything just to update everything, because that could lead to large amounts of storage being used for unnecessary things. So for example, I've heard the game Ark Survival Evolved does not keep everything organized, so whenever the game updates, it's basically reinstalling the whole entire game, basically, which is not good for storage or memory. So it's just a way to keep some stuff organized. Now we'll make a pause menu animation. So we're going to go here and add a animation component. I'm trying to check if I'm reading anything right. Then I've got to set update mode. Am I on the right? I think I had the wrong one. Yep, I meant to add animator. My bad. Then update mode will be set to unscaled time, just so it works whenever. So it continues to work even if we have time scale set to 0. That's what I'm going to set to unscaled time. Then I'm going to don't have an animations folder. So we're going to make one. Make a folder to animations for like anything that's not like enemy or stuff. So we once again have some organizations. And click here. I'm going to move this here just so we can see it. Click a pause menu and click create new animation. This will show the right folder. Create it here, add a controller and everything. So I'm gonna click on the red dot, go to 30 seconds, and then change the. On the right one? Yes, I'm on the right one. Go here and change alpha to 0. And then we're going to stop this. So we have once I turn this on, we'll have this sort of animation, which is the opposite of what we want. So we're just going to switch the frames around. Yeah, we did like this, so we have this frame already up and loaded, and we're going to go to the animation folder. Loop time should be disabled. So I'm going to move this back down here. Then if I did this right, boom, we have an animation. Okay, so once you get your pause menu set up to how you like it, and I'm going to check if the enemies are working correctly still. Yep, enemies animations are freezing and everything. Enemies are working. So I'm going to do this now because it's annoying me. I'm going to go into our jump state. Where we put it at? Oh yes, do this. I'm going to do this, add a folder, add parentheses there, have a regular command there, input.get key down, pretty sure it's get key down. Pretty sure I did this right. So what this does is just so we can use the spacebar, which if you forget this detects the spacebar. So I had it on. This detects the spacebar because we have it set to jump in the preferences on one of the settings, because that's also how we get the get axis raw as this here. Horizontal detects A and D. So I also want to use W because that seems easier, and yeah, I've saved it. So once you load the game, W should also allow us to jump. I just feel like this is easier. So it doesn't matter which one of these we press, it will jump. And this is just a much cleaner method than doing like or this and this issue text, either one in this parenthesis here, then go to this one. Just a cleaner method. And to make this shorter. Because in the previous game I did like something similar for a whole bunch of buttons, not realizing I could just do this. And I just copy and paste the whole thing with like this in the end. Yeah. Gotta move back down my script and get back to where we're at. Right now we are going to go to crouching. Here, let's go to our players. Go to crouch. Yeah, crouch is only two things, and it's just the tail moving as it's crouched down. So when I'm going to set it to 16 pixels per unit, I'm going to move that here again. So due to the animation limitations, we won't be able to move, but we can slide a little bit of momentum. But if you want to avoid this, I will tell you what to add and remove. Just check it out. Add and remove. Sorry, my bad. I'll just tell you what we should add and remove, so you can continue to move if you want it. So I'm going to open the finite state machine. I did not add crouching yet, so I'm going to add it now. Alt crouch. And that is state 5. So we are going to add the animation like usual. And call it animation player crouch. Drag and drop it into the player. There it goes. So I'm going to click those, drag them there. Do our usual 5-second interval, and add the last one again. Copy that one, add it a 1 second after, and it should look like this. Bit buggy. Go to our animator here, then we have a crouch state, so just do the same thing as before. Make a transition here. Change the has exit time back 0. Just double checking that what we do. Yep. Then state. And state is not equal to 5. Make a transition here. That. State equals 5. Double check, that's the right thing. Yep. Save again. It still looks off to me. Make sure loop's enabled. Now, if you want to be able to move, you can skip this change we're adding. And it's going to be here. So I don't know why, but it's not working if I do or it might work for you guys, but when I did this, it had to be and. Oh, you know, if I remember, because both these states. No, it should be an or. I don't know why it has to be an and, because it's not working when it's an or. I can't figure it out because, say, this is false and that's true. So it's false or true, that should mean true. So if true movement happens, that's why it has to be an and. Okay. Because if it's and, if one of these happen, then we can't move whatsoever. Okay, that's why it's and. I remember that. Good. But yeah, if you don't want that, if you want to be able to move when crouching, then just ignore that. After that, we go to our animation state function and add a new line of code at the end. Here, the else if input dot get key code.s and state equals state dot value. So I'm going to save that. We are going to load the game. Crouching, except it looks buggy. Except the other, I still don't have the other one open. I remember it being buggy like this, because there's only 2 of them. I'm going to pause again. Hey, I'm back, and we set this one up differently. Seems like I forgot about that when making the animation. So the player, crouch, and this one is actually a bit different. We are going to copy the first one, set it to 14. This one will move to 7. And now when we play it, it looks a lot nicer. Now if we crouch and check the hitbox, which we actually can't. We can, a moment, do this, but hitbox. And we cannot see the hitbox. Please zoom in. The background in the way. There we go. Our hitbox needs to update. Get the new proper sizing. So we are doing a different method to get this working. So with Unity, we can edit this with the animations and to include the box slider of the name size and every other animation, it should remain its original size. And when testing, it does do that. But if we do power-ups that change the size, this could become an issue. So I'll show you how to alter with code and how to change of animation. So we're just gonna go to the crouch, and if we click the first, let's get set to the first animation. If we click the run here and go to our player, go to the box slider and edit it with this to change the size. So I'm just gonna do that now. You can see it makes a mark for the box slider. And I'm just going to get rid of them because we don't need it. See, and it gets set back to its original position. Once I go check player fall, back to its original position. Player idle, that's regular, yeah, falling. Gets moved a bit as well. But for some reason, at least from my point of view, it does not seem to matter. It seems to maybe if this game is slowed down, tick speed lowers, not tick speed, that's Minecraft, but it doesn't seem bad or anything. It seems like it's actually working. Working as it should be. That's why I'm not messing with it. Like the jump, for crouch, we will mess with it. Just so you have things where the things moving down, you can't walk through it, you can just use the slide method instead. But I'm gonna do the rest of this with code, just in case I decide to do different power-ups in the future. So up here we will be adding some new values under the box slider, which we don't have yet. I'm going to figure out where we should add this, and just going to add it down here. So yes, we will have to make another box slider 2D here. we're gonna have to add another collider variable. This is because the irregular collider does not have some of the values we need that the box collider does. So I'm just gonna do this. Copying as I do this. So this is the original size. I misspelled that. Or so we're using vectors 2s because these use two variables. I mean, I don't know why I didn't leave the other one open. Copy and paste this. Yep, I'm going to be typing them in manually, and I'm going to as high as I can to make this as accurate as possible. You don't have to. This is just how I prefer it, though. Yes, you have to add the F's at the end. That's the original size and offset. The size, I believe, is the vertical, then offset is horizontal. I could be wrong, though. And no, I'm not going to check. It seems to be in a region. Reason that I forget why, so I'm not going to bother messing with it. Oh, I just realized. I'm wondering why these ones are small, because I got these ones from the animation in my test one. So I didn't mess with it in the big ones. So that's why these ones are larger, because they're the originals that are in the components, and these ones were just given from the animation, because the animation does not keep that many. Now, if you're wondering why we don't just copy the original size, because we can do that. When I was doing it, it messed up a lot to where the collision would not even work. So I'm just having it set in here in private just so it doesn't work, as the player just kept phasing around when I added it to the await function. So I'm not even going to bother messing with that. And you're just going to have to do box equals get component. Box collider 2D, and here so everything works. Okay, now we are going to add something back into here. So we're doing this to prevent unnecessary collider changes and to prevent repeating code, which I'm thinking I'm just going to leave here. This is just to track changes of the code. So this here, we are going to update now, and under here, we do handle collider on state change. That is a new function we will be making. I do not know why we are doing this now. That is where I'm doing it. And I'm now double checking the code because I had it open next to me just to see where it goes. Okay, it goes under animation state. make a Prinoid handle slider on state change. And hopefully it's spelled correctly on top. Yep, it is. So you can do if state not equal previous state, and if state equals state dot crouch, box full dot size equals crouch full size, box full dot offset equals crouch full set. Why is it named? I think I missed like that. Crouch full offset. There you go. Then just add in offset previous state equals state like crouch. And I'm just gonna copy and paste this here to save typing time. And this is the original size, the original offset. And then inside the if statement, we'll add if state. I forgot to copy a bit of code in my text to do this. Now when I'm still running yes now, but now when we are running crouching, now when you're running we can crouch. And I believe what I showed you before was the only thing you needed to change. Like when I said you smooth this, you want to be able to move. I think that is the only thing. You probably just have to mess with the running animation, how those are all set, which I did not bother to do. But look, animation's better. We are still moving. You can see from the size and the radius, they are updating correctly. Yeah, I guess some bugs like that are going to happen. Okay, next. Okay, so this is a different day I'm recording this spot because I had something to do, so I did some changes. I did this long platform here, and I don't remember if I showed this off or not, but we made a moving evil. I don't know if I forgot about it or not. Maybe we have a moving evil, which I think to be sure is the exact same as the frog. No, not the frog, as the opossum. So I think it's just a copy of the opossum script. I'm just going to ignore that for now. So what we are going to do is work on a vulture. So I'm just going to start off with the vulture. Now, with the vulture, we will... Sorry, I'm yawning. With the vulture, we will have to change the enemy script around a bit, but this should not affect any of the other creatures. Anything we have already, as it's not in my test world. So the vulture, there is 2 of them. I'm going to go ahead and turn these all to 16 pixels per minute. So for this enemy, what I have planned is that it'll stay in the idle position. Then when the player is close enough, it'll fly to the ground. It'll fly in the air, I mean. And sort of try to stop players. What its purpose is, this is like stop players. I'm going into like prevent them from being able to jump over gaps and whatnot. It's supposed to be an annoying enemy, but it has a time limit for how long it can fly, unlike the eagle here. So yeah, that's why it's more advanced, because you can only beat if anyone tires out, because I sort of disabled it from falling into the void. Because I find that's too easy to deal with it. Need to make sure. Oh, different textures. Yep. I get as an enemy. And layer entity. Zoom in. We are going to turn off the grid for now so we can see everything. And what I have done in the code, that's the wrong one. I flipped it around. Yeah, sorry about that. Keep yawning. I flipped it around because I don't remember why, but my code is based around it facing this way already. So I'm rather not going to mess with it, so nothing's messed up. So now we're going to add a rich body 2D and the game is still playing. I forgot. Turn this back on so I can see. And change it to entity, then entity for 1. Let's name to vulture. Now, first of all, we are going to add a component. Get empty vulture. And it starts at 0, 0, like all the others. We're going to drag and drop the vulture in here already, just to be safe. And original body 2D, and box flyer 2D. So, like the eagle, this one will stay as dynamic. And let's turn off the grid now. Zoomed in close. And edit the collider. Like that much there. Go back here for the beat. Here back to make sure it's on the gray, which it is. That and needs to the beat. It's not on the gray. Just about that, I'm gonna move it somewhere. Just about this for the clients. Now I did keep some stuff here in case I might need to change it. Dynamics, because I already turned that off. Use auto mask, keep on simulated. I do not know why I keep yawning. I'm gonna disable these vulture at a animator and create animation and vulture. Wait. Drag and drop it into the vulture. Fix this. Yeah. Drag all these in, separate them out by 5, like I usually do. Copy and paste this one by like a second. And we have our vulture. I feel like I changed the vulture a bit more, but I don't remember. Seems too fast. Now we're doing the animations differently. I'm gonna move this down, leave it where it's at for now. So we're gonna make 3 triggers. Death, like all the other ones have, a vulture idol, and a vulture lie. So everything will be attached onto the trigger and onto the any state, because otherwise it messes up with the animations. And to get an enemy death member, we have to go to sprites, FX, enemy death, drag and drop it into the picture. Transition. And all these off. Turn that on. Being set to death. And just a reminder, none of these transitions will be attached to each other. And vulture idol. Yes, it's script scene. Right? Yeah, I got a bit lost. Oh well. Vulture idol. Make sure this is set to loop time. And that's the potato. That. We'll play the vulture idol. Work. And go to regular vulture. Delete those. Create animation. Vulture line. Drag and drop the vulture. Vulture fly. Same as before. Gotta set these to 16 units. I'm going to do that, and here is our flying. So I'm going to pause real quick again just to make sure that we are using the correct timings for the idle, because I'm pretty sure it was different in my test. Just to make sure, because it looks a bit off to me. Okay, I have continued the recording, and I've noticed I've been making a mistake throughout a lot of this recording video. I forget that we usually do it 4 seconds after this. Really, why some of the animations look off. Except for the tail. The tail's actually fine, because that's how I did on the other one. Vulture idol, vulture fly. This should be like 16, 19. I think I have it 18 and 19. And it still looks a bit janky. I don't know, it could just be the distance. Either way, that's all set up now. Let's finish adding vulture fly. 0. And vulture fly. Double check everything's set up correctly here. Yep. And let's turn back on the grid. Then on it, click play. Build a zine. Yep, should be idle, should be on the ground. So after I restart my computer, it seems my OBS, that's what I'm using, is no longer going back and forth between everything, like between the different menus, which is good in my opinion. So now that you got all that working, we're gonna set the code. We're gonna set up the code a bit weird. Well, don't read my script. I put exactly my script. We're setting it up like this, as the code I tested does not work with the animations unless they are set to any state. Which I remember that they would bug out, and you'd just stay in the idle, stay in the fly. No matter what I did, it was not working. So any state works, and doesn't mess with anything. Now let's make a script called the vulture control. In the script, create that. Don't know why it doesn't load the script whenever we create it. I'm just going to close these. I don't know why that was closed to begin with. So, like usual, I'm going to do this to enemy. And we are going to be affected animator and protected of the rigid body to D from B. Protected. Cool. My bad, and this goes into our enemy script. I'm gonna close everything we don't need open. So this goes in our enemy script. And see, it's jumped on, was changed, so if it's good. So if we have one function in an if statement, this is actually a shorter way to do it in this word, because otherwise it'll just look like this. There you go. It's taking up unnecessary space, so what you can do, leave it. You can also leave it like this. This actually works as well. Or you can just do this, which is what we're doing here. So if we have anything like that, you can go ahead, go back and fix it. Like, I don't think this works in voids. I think voids will have to have these. No idea. These changes are mainly for the vulture, but doesn't hurt to have them later on if we have any other NPCs that it may affect with like animation states. So these updates won't make any major changes to other enemies, and for my test it has not. And during my test this gets the script to work. And I also found out how to find headers for the unity and the hierarchy, so I'll be using them for the vulture to make things easier to understand somewhat. I am going to be using comments here as well, just to help you understand what plays are for. So this one, protection and chase settings, this is how you have headers. It's actually not that difficult. Watch, I'm going to do a serialized view here. Distance. I don't know why I stopped messing up. Oh yeah, it has to be a protected override area to start. I'm gonna add this here just to be safe. And once I load, I'm going to save, because I'm just going to show you guys. I don't have to save right now. And it shows the header right here, the settings. I will be probably doing this later in the enemy, especially when we get the sounds, as this would make things a whole lot easier to understand when it comes to sounds. Now we used to have a lot more to go, so I'm just going to copy and paste a lot of them. If they all seem to mainly be floats, I should copy the floats as well. The next one is loose distance equals over fly speed equals 6. Now, once you know the exact balance settings, what you can do is take it from the hierarchy and put it here, then get rid of the serialized field. That will make it a lot smoother once you know you're going to be done with it for now. but not smoother, just so people can't mess with it if they make, like, if people make mods or hack clients, they can't mess with anything when you make an actual game. So I do have a boot speed in case the player like gets far away. So these two are important when you want to change, like just the distance between the player and the vulture vertically. And this is how often the eagle will get a boost of speed. I put this one down, so I'm just going to do it the same. And this one's pretty obvious. Boost duration, how long it boosts for. And this is just to keep track of it. And this one is just a Boolean, which I don't know if it's necessary. I'm pretty sure it isn't necessary. Later on, I have not tested it entirely. So yeah, because I did have help from various sources to make this. It's not all just from what I know, because I didn't know. This was like a bit complicated in some areas, so I had to do a lot of research, a lot of mix mashing. So next header, you're gonna have a lot of headers. So I'm just gonna copy and paste them from now. Yeah, it's gonna leave us error message here we get them set up. Good, I need to do that. Yes, all this is going to be necessary in the longer run. If you don't want to, you also don't have to do this. Once again, this is mainly a tutorial. You don't have to exactly copy me. So, I added this comment here to show that this would count how long it's been resting for and when it should be able to fly again. Why are these ones? Are these meant to be bools? My bad. References, we are going to need a reference to a layer map. Which is the ground layer. Like the use of the player's jump. And a reference to the player's position. We'll need some multiples. All this here is going to be important unless I have some stuff in during testing that's not going to be used. I got no idea. And now I'm going to do the base.start. If you don't remember, it will just call everything in the start from here. Next, we will do set the trigger. The bullshit idle to make sure it starts in the idle state. Let's boost time, time. Let's boost interval. This timer is set to 0F by default. Play timer is just next play time. Then, like we usually do, is get component. Like B. Making sure that there are things, make sure my voice is still being heard, and yes, it is. Okay. Now, most of everything we do will be coming from various I forget what they're called already. Various functions, which will be called from void. So if isn't dead, we can do this again to make sure the player is not dead, because I have issues where if it plays the dead animation, player that sometimes stays alive and continue to go on with the rest of the code. Yeah, this is a lot of code. So I'm leaving some debugs in here if you want to test them out, see if you'll mess up anything, but I'm not going to do it. Just the not meant to be here. We skip the part. Well, I skipped the part. This is a function we will be making later. I'm just going to keep it in order from various functions I'm making. Yeah, I'm looking at my code in the return to code's like very down there. So I guess I'm going to go order. Yeah, a lot of these functions are named what they are meant to represent. That's why it's having these. So you're going to see a lot of this going to look a lot similar, but this all depends on various issues. I just realized we have two of them. By two of them, I mean there is another if statement for this one. So I don't remember why. I think it's because it was causing issue if I didn't have the or there. I forgot which. Oh, that. I don't know. We can test that later and see if that becomes an issue. Because I got no idea. Yeah, that's what it says. Time delta time means the interval in seconds from the last frame to the current one. Another debug here. Got that empty. So this one here is different. This one helps us do some math functions in it. So basically doing it's determining how many seconds until it's calculating how long the vulture has left until it's done chasing the player. Now, after this online code, we are now going to be on Elvis for his resting. So we're going to have the rest timer minus equals time. If the rest timer equals 0, if I is being highlighted, I think there's meant to be rest timer, not a reset timer. And yep, rest timer, not a reset timer. My bad. And there'll be another if statement here, another nested statement. And the rest remove this. False, another debugging log. Comment those of you. Remember, you'll not have to call it out if you want to see how it acts in the code. I'm doing it. I don't know if it works. No, I'll show you the comments, so I'm just going to get rid of this. All these comments. And let the debugger run. And after the else if, it's just an else for another function that we have not made yet. After this, we will now be making, well, the function we just did. I'm going to add a comment here because why not? That's it. Right. So this uses a raycast system. Basically means it will send out a sort of like a mathematical equation to detect the position. Now, with the way this is set up, it always knows the position of the player, but the code is not activated until the player touches it, because it has a limited length of how far it goes, even though it always knows the position of the player. Once again, I'm going to have the list, just so nothing gets messed up. We may be able to remove it, but that's up to you guys. We get the errors, starts fixing them. Now, what the normalize does, as it shows here, it takes this variable and normalize it, even though it says return this vector magnitude of run. And it doesn't really mean that, I guess. I don't know, maybe I can't remember now. I don't use .normalize that. I'm going to add a comment for what it is. So I have issues where it could hit its own collider and not work anything, but I did manage to do this, and this is considered a physics. It's a physics function. That's why I can do the science. requires physics and many other mathematical math because there is math involved sometimes, so you have to try to understand. Yeah, we can also do this so it's not all up in one line to make it easy to read. So this makes already cast, and it'll always detect the player. Unless it hits the player, it'll allow this if statement to run. Yeah, we're doing this and just to make sure it's always hitting the player just so there's no issues with it detecting something else. So this is what. So sometimes the reset flight time did not update. So once we are able to fly again, I would update to the max time so I can start counting down correctly. So yes, and I'm now going to. I'm actually going to go skip some parts and just add all the voice so I don't have all the error messages all the time. It's somewhat buffering me. And this should be our last void. I'm gonna do this one now. Okay, sure. Now this isn't something you have to key, this is more for debugging. Though actually, I don't think we need this, because I think this one doesn't detect the player, maybe because I cannot remember anything. So I'm gonna go back up to where we left off, which was Chase, or which is, I should maybe say, which is Chase player, I'm pretty sure. And yes, it is. Once again, this is a common theme. I don't know why we do the I don't know why I did the move speed equals 5. We're just double checking if it's used anywhere. Yeah, no, we could just use flight speed. Actually, no, I think I see why we're using the float here, because if we don't, it might override when we have the boost. So that's why we have it here. It is a counter. I'm trying to think what to say. I'll take you. So what this is doing is make sure fly speed always remains the same, while this will change if we're flying normally or if we're boosting first. That's what I'm pretty sure why we have like this. Well, you don't know what I'm talking about, so you see the code, but let me finish typing this. So we have if not is boosting and time is less than equal next boost time. Is boosting equal to timer equals boost duration. Then next boost time equals time plus boosting time. Like while boosting, if boosting, new speed times equal speed boost, then boost timer once equals time that's time. If boost timer is less than 0 is boosting. Now it adds more math stuff, just go back to pretty sure this here is just subtracting a vector 2. This is a vector 2, and this is what's inside of it, which is the target here, subtracted by this new vector, subtracted by this vector 2 here when they're at a normalized position. But you don't know all this is normalized. Hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we can just leave it fly speed. I really do not know now. But I'm pretty sure my theory is correct, though. And this is how the vulture is going to turn. So what this is doing in this function here, it's changing it to either positive or negative 1 based on the direction of the local scale here. I really don't know how to fully explain it, but this is the absolute, this is the sign. So I really do not know how to explain it, but this, the direction at dir.x is either going to be positive or negative. Based if the vulture is moving left or right, that's how it knows when to multiply here, multiply by positive or negative, which helps determine the scale, the x value for the local scale, which would then reciprocate to the, I think I'm using that word, but it's translate to the vulture, making it turn in the right direction. Yeah, this is different from the play, but I don't know, this is what I did. So what I tried. Now, the next thing we know, we had a question mark here. This actually does something in Unity. So the question mark represents that the function can return a null value. A null, which basically means nothing exists. And this allows it to show up because not every this function may end up returning a null. This is going to be a bit of a long one. This one uses a box array or box casting to find a suitable spot for the eagle to land. Now you can probably skip this. You will have to mess up. Yeah, I originally use ray casting, so stuff meant ray cast, but it's a box cast. Unless I changed it to ray cast and I forgot, which I probably did. That max value will return the highest value. Why is it? Yes, because it's the float and out of vector 2. So meant to be null. I was looking at the wrong one. So max value will find the max value that the float can have, and it should work. I don't know why it's not having issues now. Probably because it's not used anywhere in this typo here. I know it's closest. Just you only have a long, but not that long. So I don't really know how to explain this the best way possible. So sorry about that, guys. You know, this picture can't tell this yet. So this is going to be something new that I've showed you guys, but for each is like a for loop, but a little bit more simpler in a way. Yeah, my image is not helping me seeing it, but for each is like for loop, where for each of this, whatever's in here, the code to execute, I forget what this means. I'm something to do with this thing. I really cannot remember, my bad. Yeah, I'm gonna be signing this because I cannot explain this, but it's just sending a raycast down, making sure it's hitting the ground layer, so the eagle can land after it finds a suitable X and Y location for it to land at. And the radius from around here. It's basically what it's doing. Now these numbers, depending on your size, will change a lot, because they will mess up if the eagle will land just continuously trying to fly straight down because it doesn't think it's hitting it, because your radius is either too large, or step size too large, or the depth is too large, and same thing for if it's too small. That's a plus. Oops. You sure said that correctly? I did actually some notes here. So the code above is mainly used when landing to determine an area the vulture can land, so it doesn't just fly straight down into the void. The find nearest safe landing spot function helps the vulture find the closest spot to land by checking directly beneath the vulture, then gradually looking to the left and right in small intervals. Now each step it sends an array down to see if there's ground below it, and if it finds a spot, it'll compare it to previous found spots and go to the closest to valid spots where it can land. And if there's no ground found, the vulture returns none. And yeah. So yeah, this is what allows vulture to land in the safe spot. So yeah, I guess I did leave those behind after. I guess again, is carrying out his dead function and 7 return. I mean. So yes, this function above is used into another function, not update. So that's why you haven't seen it before. So this is checking if there's a valid, because once again it can return null. And what it does is if it has a value, this will return true, but it would be false. And this is getting this value from the vector 2 here, setting it to our target landing position, which is up here as a unknown vector 2. And that is landing. Else, no ground, U5, just fall. Yep, so either way, it can fall if there's no ground. And just make sure it flies downward. Move toward landing position. That's on right here. Having another vector 2 inside here to determine how to move. And then just like the jump animation, I'm gonna have to check the vulture is touching the ground. Not set trigger. Set target should be set trigger. Catching vulture idle. And interesting equals true. Rest timer equals rest duration. And we have a debug dot vulture landed into press space for duration. Now, if you want to check the line drawn by the recast we did, this is the code. That's it. And after this, I'm going to save and just go check this. Check it out once it's done. But the eagle should start chasing us once we get too close, and it should land after a few seconds, and resume the chase once we're close enough again. So let's check this out. I'm going to stop this and save. I'm going to split the views for a bit, just so you can see hopefully see anyways, the eagle working. Not the eagle, the vulture working. Yeah, next episode we might work on sound. Yeah, I am going to play the actual game just to show you guys it again. Once again, it's been a while for me as well, so I'm just going to play the whole thing, see what we have done. Nothing here. I really do not know how to fix the slope. Yeah, okay, I'm done with that. Okay, let's do this. Player. Zoom all the way out the long. Do that. I'm just gonna go back here, do that, do that. Missed. There we go. And zoom in a bit close. Now highlight the vulture. It should be, I think I wrote the gizmo for the vulture. Why is it? Oh. Yeah, so player default. On the tag, and we forgot to set everything up here. Okay, so we're going to do ground here, drag and drop the player here. Now this hopefully should work. Can't believe I completely forgot about that. It's not working. Great, what did I forget to do? Something's not working. Uh-oh, get layer mask, get that. Air tag, unless there is. I'm opening up my practice because I don't know if I added a player layer to this and I forgot about it. I'm just gonna pause actually and wait for that to finish. Okay, we're back. And yes, there is a layer called player, and I think I have to. Yeah, and the player would have to make its own layer and call it player. Seems like I forgot about that. Now it should work. There we go. A little bit too close, and we forgot a set. Since chasing player remaining times, cannon down, cannon down, cannon down. Taking player too far for some reason. We forgot to add a loop time. We don't die when you have 0 health. and sorry guys, my throat's a bit dry. Yeah, completely forgot to set loop time on the vultures. I'll open the other one up again. Because I guess the values are different. I'm going to set them to similar values I have here. I moved the wrong one. So, direction distance 8, use distance 12, 6, 1.5, boost interval, that, restoration 2, and display time 5. Alright. Yeah, I'm opening up its code. And everything should be the same here. Yeah. So, this final test, we're just going to play the game normally, how we'd see it. Yes, we'll see it's working how it should be. Seems a little fast, though. Now, there's nothing different between my test code and this, so it shouldn't be nothing wrong. Oh yeah, see, it was perspective based. Landed on it. Jump on it, destroy it. See? That was the issue I was talking about. Not dying all the time. So, why is messing? Vulture idle, vulture glide. 0, 0, 0, 0. Great. What is going on now? See, I don't get why it's doing this now when our codes are the exact same. I think I'm gonna check the animator as well for the motion. Yeah, it's the exact same, nothing different. The codes should not be different either. Unless I forgot to add something here, maybe. So I'm opening it up again. Because once again, I felt like I forgot. Oh. I did. I'm gonna close this one because I just need the code. Now it should work perfectly. Yeah, I don't know how I missed that. Yeah, because without that being updated, it's not going. It's going to continue messing up. I don't know how I do not see it. This one. No, it should chase me again. Boom, it's gone for good now. Alright, so that is it for today's video. And let me know if you have any suggestions for you want me to see. And sorry it took me a while to get any new videos out. Life has been busy. So I'm in college now, going to university soon. Yeah, but thank you all for watching this video and hope you have a good and wonderful day.